Hi, welcome to Madtown, USA. My name is Jeff Modjeska, and today I'm downtown in the city of Madison, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Terri Goldbin from the city of Madison. And today we're talking about the HomeBuy American Dream, which is a down payment assistance program for first-time home buyers here in Madison, Wisconsin. Terri, if you'd introduce yourself to our viewers and tell them about how the down payment assistance program came into fruition, and maybe a little about what you do specifically with this program.
I've been with the city of Madison since 1989. I am now a housing rehabilitation specialist, basically a mortgage underwriter, and I run several of the city's mortgage loan programs. HomeBuy the American Dream, or often we call it HBAD because it's such a mouthful, was created in 1991 and is funded with the state, funded from the state of Wisconsin, plus we have other funds in there now. But initially, the state of Wisconsin wanted a down payment program, and then we created the guidelines here at the city.
Terri, what would you say the goal of the HomeBuy program, and how long has it been in Dane County?
HomeBuy has been in Dane County since 1991. And it is a program for Dane County and the city of Madison to assist first-time homebuyers who have not owned a home in the last 3 years. It can be used for down payment and closing costs. Borrower needs to have some of their own funds. The goal of the program is to assist first-time homebuyers become homeowners.
So this sounds like a wonderful program for first-time homebuyers or those that have not owned a home in the last 3 years. Is there certain restrictions as far as eligibility and location specifically that this program is only available to?
So HomeBuy is for all of Dane County, and it's for the city of Madison. These are loans. Someday people will pay them back. For the city of Madison, it's a $20,000 loan, and for Dane County, it's $5,000. There are eligibility requirements. As I mentioned, you cannot have owned a home in the last 3 years. The City of Madison's program, we've got a kind of a special exception. If you're a divorce and you have a dependent minor child, but currently do not own a home, we still consider you a first-time home buyer. Not all down payment assistance programs use that exception, but that's one for HomeBuy. Requirements are, we have income restrictions, which is under 80% of county median income, and I have a chart I'll show you later with what that is.
So it sounds like this is a great program. You get $20,000 from the down payment assistance program, and then $5,000 from the city of Madison. Is there other things that you can combine with the program as far as stacking down payment assistance programs together?
$20,000 is the loan amount if you buy in the city of Madison,
okay.
And it's $5,000 for Dane County. Those are the funds that you can get from HomeBuy the American Dream. And then there are several other down payment assistance programs that are available either in the city or the county, and each program has its own requirements. So if you're buying in the city of Madison, you could maybe use HomeBuy the American Dream for $20,000, the down payment plus for $6,000, Home Start for $6,000, and possibly WIDA, but you'd have to use WIDA's first mortgage. So that could be $47,000 in down payment assistance with WIDA, or without WIDA, that's $32,000 based off a $250,000 purchase price. 6% gave us $15,000 for WIDA. For the county, the example of programs you could use together would be HomeBuy, except now it's $5,000. Still the down payment plus for $6,000, Home Start $6,000. Then you have a choice here. You could use the program Momentum, which Moving Out runs. It's for households that don't have a disability. Usually Moving Out only is for households with a disability. So that could be $12,000, or you maybe would use WIDA if you use WIDA first. So this one's an either or. In this example, without WIDA, that could be up to $29,000 down payment assistance. If anyone in the household has a permanent disability, where you should start is contact Moving Out at this phone number and work with them to get down payment assistance. They will walk you through the home buying process, plus with what funding they have, they know which of these they can use together, and they will take you through the process.
Terri, this sounds too good to be true. There's got to be some kind of restrictions or eligibility requirements that kind of negates most people from qualifying from this program. Could you maybe touch on that? What is the eligibility?
This is for first-time home buyers, no home ownership in the last 3 years. There are income limits. It's 80% of county median income. Each county has its own income limits, so for Dane counties, that'd be those 80% figure, and those figures change annually. HomeBuy, you can only use it to purchase a single-family home, condo, or half a duplex. It's not for any investment property. We do have asset limitations, so after you close on the property, you can have no more than 12 months PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance remaining. So if your housing payment's $1,000 a month to pay principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, that would mean you could have no more than $12,000 left in liquid assets, non-retirement accounts such as checking, savings, stocks, and bonds. Borrower would need to have 1% into the transaction, meaning if purchase price was $250,000, you need to have at least $2,500 to put down of your own money or a gift. We do property inspections here in the city of Madison. It's called a Housing Quality Standards Inspection. It's a real minimal inspection for code and safety issues. I always recommend that a home buyer does their own private third-party inspection, but in the city we do our Housing Quality Standards Inspection. Any of items that our safety code issues will have to be repaired prior to closing. Otherwise, if it's in Dane County, we use the borrower's private third-party inspection and possibly could require some repairs because we need the property to be decent, safe, and sanitary. And in the city of Madison, if the property was built prior to 1978, we also do a lead paint inspection. So if there's failing lead paint, it has to be corrected and repaired by a licensed lead paint contractor, and we have it re-inspected.
So Terri, this is a great program. It helps people with some additional funds for the down payment. Is the payment required to be paid back immediately? How does the payback for this program work?
For HomeBuy HBAD, it is a shared appreciation loan, depending on what percentage we put in at the time you purchase as a percentage of the transaction. When you go to sell, or maybe you're going to cash out refinance to borrow funds to pay off to buy a car or to pay a charge card bill, you'd have to pay us back. We would then at that time take the appraised value times that shared appreciation percentage to determine the payoff amount, and I have an example of that I can show you. So earlier you asked about how the repayment of the HomeBuy American Dream loan works. This is a real simple transaction. Purchase price of $100,000. It's probably not very realistic. However, I think it's simpler to see the percentage-wise. So if you purchased the home originally for $100,000 and we put $20,000 into the transaction, a HomeBuy loan, when you purchase, HomeBuy is 20% of that transaction. So someday you go to sell, or maybe you're going to cash out refinance to pay off charge card debt or purchase a car, then you have to pay off the HomeBuy loan. So it appraises at $120,000. We originally had 20% into the transaction, so that would mean you'd be repaying us $24,000. That could be within 1 year, maybe it's 30 years, 40 years. That would be the amount in that example of the repayment. And HomeBuy is due upon sale if you non-owner occupy the property, if you cash out refinance for other than home improvements, or if you transfer title, you would owe us back.
Terri, some of the times I've seen on some of these down payment or assistance programs, or perhaps some of the city grants for people to buy homes, there's very limited funds. Is that the case with this program?
These HomeBuy program, it is a loan, it's not a grant. Since 1991, the program's ran out of funds once. I have funds. I do not foresee running out of funds in the near future.
Now we should probably talk about how one would apply and get pre-approved or pre-qualified for the program. Could you go in to a little depth on that with our viewers?
For any of the HomeBuy programs, which I'll show you a matrix of all the different down payment programs for Dane County shortly, all of the down payment assistance you apply through your lender. Therefore, I recommend using a local lender and someone who's familiar with down payment assistance. And also you might want to find a lender that has down payment plus funds available. I call it like the best deal in town because it's a 5-year forgivable $6,000 grant.
Wow.
So you live in the property 5 years, it goes away, you never pay that one back. And it can be used with HomeBuy.
Can that be used on both the city of Madison and in Dane County?
Yes, it's a statewide program.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you know if that program has limitations on the $6,000 funds? Is it generally the money's available, or?
Occasionally they do run out. They normally fund that program. It's funded through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago, and members of the Federal Home Loan Bank lenders, they can participate Each lender is then allocated a certain portion of the funds that they have for that year. Federal Home Loan Bank funds the program in like February or March. Some years it ran out like in about August. Maybe it goes through December. And it depends on lender. One lender might have used up their allocation, but another lender might have their allocation left.
If you're working with a lender and they don't have that $6,000 grant program available, maybe you should look at some other lenders that might have money available.
You might want to check and reach out if you wanted to use that program.
Is there any particular lenders that you've done a lot of business with or would recommend primarily?
Would be the Homebuyers Roundtable. Our members on that website, there's a list of lenders. Those lenders should be familiar with the down payment programs because it's a nonprofit organization that's been in existence for over 20 years, and the purpose of that group is to promote first-time home ownership. They meet monthly, and so they should be aware of these programs. So I would look at the members on the Roundtable website, and maybe you could select one there. Not all of them are going to have Down Payment Plus, and maybe not all of them are knowledgeable. So when you call to make an appointment with a lender, you want to talk to a loan officer that's familiar with down payment assistance. Maybe even ask if they have Down Payment Plus funds if you want to use those. Make sure that your loan officer is familiar with down payment assistance. Any loan officer can do the loans, but if they're not familiar with it, it might make it a little bumpier process.
Just to let you know, I'm going to have all the links down below in this video. You can just click on that link and it will direct you to those sites for more information and details about the various programs that Terri and I are discussing today. Let's talk about, Terri, how long that it takes generally to get pre-approved for the program. What would you say is an average kind of a timetable?
Most of the down payment programs do not have pre-approval. HomeBuy, I think I'm looking at changing that in the next few months and offering pre-approval, but we're not there right yet. For most of the programs, you have to have an accepted offer to apply for the programs. And for HomeBuy, we say it takes a minimum of 20 business days. The lender should be submitting us a loan application package right after that offer is written so that we can review it from an underwriting standpoint. And then if we feel that we'll be able to make the loan, we then order our HQS inspections and lead-based paint inspections. We don't order them any sooner than that because the city is paying for those inspections, and if you order both of those, it's probably about $500 in inspection fees, so we want to make sure that we're going to be able to make the loan before we order those inspections. If there's repairs required, then that's going to be real tight, even at 20 business days to get those repairs, so it might push it out a bit. It can be done.
With this program, the Down Payment Assistance Program, you're going to work directly with the lenders, and again, we provided links down below that you can actually go to those websites directly and get more information and details. I will also put a link down below should you have specific questions for Terri that you can reach out to her, but generally she doesn't work with the borrowers, she'll work indirectly with the lenders.
Earlier in our discussion, Jeff and I told you that we would provide you some links to the information that we have provided. For the City of Madison, HomeBuy American Dream, for the property tax assistance, the rehab, all of our loans, you can find information on cityofmadison.com/home loans. Excellent website for first-time homebuyers and even lenders is at homebuyersroundtable.org. It explains the home buying process. It has the matrix of the down payment programs that I showed you a little bit. You can also find information under in the top-hand corner when you're in the website. Our members would have a list of the lenders that should be familiar with down payment assistance programs. It has a list of realtors who are a member of the Homebuyer Roundtable, who meets monthly to discuss home buying issues. The group's mission is to promote first-time home ownership. Many of the down payment assistance programs, and especially the city's HomeBuy American Dream, require what's called HUD-approved homebuyer education. There's other homebuyer education, but we require it has to be HUD-approved. So it's 7 or 8 hours of homebuyer education, which you can do online. Go to this website. After all of the education's done, you'll have a 1-hour phone conversation with a housing counselor out of Richland Center, and they'll give you a certificate, which you'll have to provide your lender, which we'll share with the different down payment programs that need documentation that you did the homebuyer education. The cost of that is $100, so save your receipt, and that can count towards part of your 1% into the transaction. And if you have any specific questions, I can assist you. Here's my number and our general email, and we can answer any questions you may have on these programs or I could answer some maybe general questions on other down payment programs.
Is there any other information that you feel maybe I missed or that you'd like to add to our interview for people looking for down payment assistance?
No, I think we've covered everything I could think of.
Terri, thank you so much for this information and for your time. I know you're busy and it was tough to get in the schedule with you because you've got so many things and so many hats you wear here in the city of Madison. So again, we greatly appreciate the opportunity to share with our viewers that these programs are literally available for you. You just got to reach out and do your research and take advantage of them. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Madtown, USA. My name is Jeff Modjeska. If you have a nonprofit in the city of Madison, love to talk with you and find out about that program so we could get the word out to our viewers and help people in our community.